Hello and welcome back once again. We're playing Legacy, and as has been the case lately, I'm in love with Shark Typhoon. You know it's true. And the build of Shark Typhoon I've been playing lately uses Hall of Heliod's intervention to slowly grind your opponent out with a shark every turn. This is a new build that popped up on Twitter that a lot of people are trying, and it looks like a ton of fun. Instead of Hall of Heliod's Generosity, this one has Replenish. If you're not familiar with Replenish, it's a 4-mana sorcery from Urza's Destiny. Return all enchantment cards from your graveyard to the battlefield. So, Shark Typhoon, even though it plays like a spell because you're usually cycling it, it's actually just an enchantment. So you cycle it, you get a shark, and eventually you cast Replenish, and now Shark Typhoon is in play to make a lot more sharks. Going along with the Cycle My Enchantment theme, 4 cast outs in the deck, cast out cycles for 1 white, and it's an Oblivion Ring once it's in play. And then Lay Claim is just you control enchanted permanent, and cycles for 2. So, got a couple ways to dump enchantments into the graveyard. There's also Counterbalance and Back to Basics in this list. These are cards that frequently get destroyed or countered because they're extremely troublesome to play through for a lot of decks. So your opponent spends some resources dealing with these, and then skadoosh, they're back. So this is it's kind of a combo deck. You still have to win by getting control of the game and then slowly attacking with whatever's left. But this is gonna pop off. Like when we resolve Replenish, it's gonna feel like a combo deck. And I don't expect a lot of games to last very long if we get a Replenish off. So outside of that shell, and this should look pretty familiar, got the cantrips, the plows, the basic lands. This is a blue-white control deck. If you're familiar with my channel, you know what we're in for. The sideboard's got the usual suspects. Seal of Cleansing, Sweet Technology, because it's a disenchant that comes back with Replenish. So it's just a little different, a little better in this context than actual disenchant is. And the rest of this stuff should come as no surprise. We should beat most fair decks, and sideboard is heavily stacked against combo. So let's get into it, see if we can make some sharks. Right, we're on the play in game 1. This hand has Island Ponder, so I'm going to keep it. I say that all the time, but it is generally true. This hand also, in addition to Island Ponder, we have Force Blue card, Cast Outs and Easy Cycle. This Mystic Sanctuary is a little awkward to have it this early, but it's going to be fine. I don't love that we have Tundra in the opener, but I'm just going to run it out there and ponder anyway. If they waste, they waste. It is what it is. And if they don't waste, we can cast Counterbalance on turn 2. So I'm going to put Force of Will on top. I'm not going to shuffle. So now I can force Pitching Force and keep my Brainstorm, and then I draw Counterbalance and slam that. One thing about this deck's mana base, it only has 3 white sources. One of them's about to die. Ooh. Are they going to do something other than waste me? Because that would be pretty cool. So there's only 3 white sources, and there's 2 Mystic Sanctuaries. So the push and pull of getting Mystic Sanctuary activated, and also having white mana in play is kind of tough. Alright, yeah, I'm going to force that Pitching Force, and then I'm going to slam this Counterbalance. And we're playing against a deck that can win without casting any spells, but they just discarded a Dark Depths. And I'm going to hope that that pays off for me. This deck could totally have Abrupt Decay or whatever. Like if they waste plus Abrupt Decay, that'd be kind of a bitch. But I don't like Counterbalance as a card. I will say, you've seen me play a lot of blue-white on this channel, and you've never seen Counterbalance in my deck. That's not a mistake. but just with the theme of this deck, the replenish angle, I think it is worth the slot. I'm going to hold the brainstorm so I can brainstorm in response to a spell and try to set up my counterbalance a little bit. I could have brainstormed for a land there, but Mystic Sanctuary, good enough. Alright, there's the Abrupt Decay. I'm not going to use Counterbalance this ability. It can't be countered anyway, and I don't want to show my opponent what I'm working with. Cool thing about Shark Typhoon is that... oh god. So we're going to get wasted out of this game pretty quick. But the cool thing about Shark Typhoon, I was saying, is that it makes a flying shark, so it can buy a turn against Merit Lage, and you can untap and pick it off. Which is not something that every blue deck is capable of. Alright, we're doing it. We're not dead yet. Tabernacle, Taiga, Nurturing Peatland. So this is looking like some sort of 4-color loam deck, not like just regular depths. Loam plus Nurturing Peatland is pretty dope. I think I want to cycle Cast Out more than I want to cast Brainstorm here. Alright, we got lands. We got a shark. Yeah, I kind of just want to keep the cards rolling here and eventually find a replenish and pop off. I'm probably going to port my planes. That's what I would do. Unless they're planning on doing something with crop rotations and whatever this turn. Alright, I've been ported. You got me. Nice. Alright, so that can mess up a crop rotation or library. It's really good against Life from the Loam. I kind of hope they draw a card here, and then Loam, and Dredge Loam. Like, exiling Loam would be so nice. That's a good one to exile too, but I'm not in a hurry to mess with that. They don't have the Grove. And I'm still at 17. So, but that's also a good one to exile. Force of Negation's Exile Clause have never been better than right here versus Loam and Punishing Fire. Maze of Ith has basically no text. I'm holding this Brainstorm until I really need to use it. Like, as long as I keep making land drops and keep moving my game forward, I'm totally fine holding on to that. And I'm going to leave up Force of Negation rather than cast Ponder here. Like, I can just Ponder next turn. It's not a big deal. And I don't want to, like, just die to some spell in the meantime. There's depths. I might have to start cantripping, because I definitely don't want to just die to some 20/20 in the meantime either. Hopefully I draw a land off the top here, because... oh, okay, that's even better. Yeah, if they want to port my white sources... alright, we get the best of all worlds. These are not good. That's very good. Yeah, Cast Out can answer Merit Lage at instant speed. Exploration. I mean, that's also pretty good, but like, I don't think that's the fight that we're going to have this game. That might encourage them to Loam, and then I get to finally cash in this Force of Negation. Ooh, is it time to replenish? So if I replenish now, I get back Cast Out, Counterbalance, and Shark Typhoon. I can't get back 2 cast outs this turn. I could get back 2 cast outs next turn. I'm gonna hold my horses for now, and I'll cycle cast out in their end step, and then get an extra card out of the replenish. Yeah, so they dredged the loam. That makes a lot of sense. Now that they have exploration, they're actually getting ahead on it. And bang. Oh, I was supposed to leave up white so I could cycle cast out. Whoops. There's not a third plains, unfortunately. Only 2. But I really don't want them recurring that Ghost Quarter, because I only have the 2 plains. Right, Wasteland, Wasteland, Magic card. So they have 1 card left in their hand. I don't think I lose even if it is crop rotation, because I can brainstorm to make a shark. So they tap this, I cycle cast out in response. Right. I guess if they crop rotation for Bajuka Bog, I could lose, but let's hope their card isn't Bajuka Bog. Or isn't crop rotation. But I have the force, so that doesn't even matter. Alright, yeah, that was a really good draw for the turn. This is a banger. Like, if Replenish wasn't in my deck, we'd be super far behind. But because it is, we're actually just about to go nuts. Alright, so cast out, we'll get rid of Exploration and Mox Diamond. So nice of them to have permanents in play. I don't think there's a way that I lose on this end step. I can force a crop rotation, and I don't think there's another way to get. I guess if their hand is crop rotation, but they don't actually have the mana to crop rotate and activate Thespian Stage, so we're going to get at least 1 more untap step. And then we start casting spells, which will turn into sharks. I have 7 power in my hand. Life from the Loam. That's targeting Field, Tabernacle. I should see how many 2-drops are in my deck, like if this is worth trying to brainstorm for. There's only 2 more 2-drops in my deck. Okay, yeah, that's pretty bad. So I might just have to let them have Field of the Dead, and it'll be Field of the Dead versus Sharknado to get the job done. I could also just like force this and have a 5/5, but I think that's worse than having Brainstorm. Yeah, I mean, let's use the ability. Alright, Flooded Strand on top. So now I know I want to shuffle, because I don't want to draw Flooded Strand here. I think Shark Typhoon can overpower Field of the Dead, just playing heads up. Though Ghost Quarter could squeeze me out over time, but I think I can win before that matters. If I draw a Lay Claim, I can just steal their Field of the Dead too, at some point. I guess I'm 2 mana away from that with the port. Oh, that would be so much fun to hardcast. Alright, it's time to brainstorm. Alright, so I think I want this Supreme Verdict, at least as a blue card for force. So if I put back... So their deck does contain some 1-drops. If I put back Verdict and Plow, Yeah, there's no way to float a 2 on top. Oh no, I want to put back Typhoon and Plow. Or Plow and Typhoon. Plow and Typhoon is the answer. Nope. This is tough. Oh, I could just get rid of Prismatic Vista. Like, I don't need that right away, and I kind of like all these cards. So, I actually like that. I'll put back Vista and Plow. So this makes a 3/3, locks out their lands. I have a 1 on top in case they crop rotation or explore. And my Sharks are going to take over eventually. Like, they can make a land drop every turn. I guess they can Ghost Quarter me and force a shuffle. That'll take away my Plow, but I don't really want the Vista anyway. And I can untap and hardcast a second Shark Typhoon. I think that's actually, like, worse than just cycling it. The extra card versus the extra power and toughness. I don't know, it's actually pretty close. I played a lot of Shark Typhoon in Standard for the Pro Tours this past summer. And that was kind of, like, it was almost always wrong to cast Shark Typhoon, even if you had the space to do it. Alright, so now it's definitely wrong to cast Shark Typhoon, because I want to save my creatures with the Tabernacle. A1. I probably could have let the 1/1 Shark die and just kept the 3/3. But whatever. Let's get to work. They can Mazavith 1 time. I don't think they're going to keep any of their zombies. Like, there's no way that a zombie is worth more than a mana in the face of Back to Basics. Yeah, they're out of here. Exploration. I know my top card is a land. I could cycle and try to find a 1. I think I'm going to do that. So I draw the land from the cycle, and now there's a mystery card on top. My deck's got a lot of 1s in it. Let's see if this worked. Easy game, Rebuild Ponder. Counterbalance is pretty good when it always works. Okay. It's time to figure out what my clock is. They're on a 2-turn clock. They have Mazavith, so they can absorb 3 damage 1 time. So 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm in for 12. Minus 3 is 9, so they're still on a 2-turn clock. So I don't actually have to do anything else. I'm just going to pass. It's up to them to figure out this game, not me. Light from the Loam. Revealed Back to Basics, number 2. That's not a card I want, so I'm going to shuffle. Just make my attacks. There's the maze. They used their 1 time on that. They are still dead next turn. And we have double force, and each force makes a 5/5. It's going to be hard to lose this one. I love Back to Basics so much. Just the way it can swing a game. I mean, Replenish swung this game already, but Back to Basics just shut the door. Yes. Looted Delta on top. What could they be gambling for that I care about? Probably Thespian Stage. Let's just make a 5/5. Yeah, they're just getting their extra seconds in here. And bang. Even if they crop rotate for like Glacial Chasm here, I still have the Force of Will, so no worries. Alright, Replenish, got it done. So, in Celestial Purge, it hits Merit Lage, but so do all my plows. I don't know if I care about that. This is a pretty bad counterbalance deck. Having only 3 2s, like normally counterbalance is exactly what you want against Life from the Loam and Punishing Fire, but having only 3 2s in the deck is embarrassing. So, Celestial Purge is an additional 2, so good for that. I don't think Supreme Verdict is what I'm really in the market for, at least not in this quantity. I like having 1 in case they pull ahead with zombies, so I can stabilize. So that can be the Purge, though. Between Teferi, Cast Out, and Plow, I actually don't even think I need another answer to Merit Lage. Seal of Cleansing, they do have a number of artifacts and enchantments, like we saw Sylvan Library and Exploration and Mox Diamond. They could be bringing in Chokes also, so maybe I just want both of these Seals of Cleansing. Those also increase my 2 count for the counterbalance, which is the most important number in this matchup. Don't think I care about like Dogan Speedo. I might be able to cut a Force too. So there's like goofy cards like Lay Claim and Cast Out and like that maybe I should be cutting over these other cards. But I want to see what this deck is capable of with this spicy package in it. Though post-board, maybe we can count on that less because of like now they know to have Graveyard Hate. I think I just talked myself into wanting at least wanting all the forces in, like for the chokes and stuff. Like this, I think we have to play this like a combo deck where we just trade 1 for 1 or 1 for 2 where we have to until we replenish and just bury them. It sounds like a reasonable plan. Alright, our hand has Island and Ponder and Interaction, so I like it. Do I fight the exploration or the payoff? The classic story. I'm going to fight the payoff. Alright, so that Ponder pretty much set up a plan for the rest of the game. Like now we have 3 lands, we have both colors, we have an enchantment to cycle and replenish to go with Shark Typhoon. So we actually have like everything going on here. It was pretty unlucky that they drew 2 lands with the same name when they're on this Field of the Dead plan. Okay, never mind. They can copy my land. Smart. So I actually think I'm gonna shuffle cycle Cast Out at the end of this turn. Like Brainstorm, fetch, cycle Cast Out. I think is going to be my line. I was just going to take my time, leave that on top. Gamble. What do they gamble for? Probably Dark Depths. I'm going to let Gamble resolve. Like, I have Merit Lage covered in a variety of ways, and if they gamble for, like, Life from the Loam, whop, then I can counter that. Alright, counterbalance. There's a lot of juicy business here, so I think counterbalance just sucks, honestly. I'm going to put back counterbalance and replenish. Like, I can find a replenish later once I'm established, but I gotta get established first. This isn't like show and tell where you need to assemble A plus B. You just play your game and eventually you'll win somehow. I'm going to shove Teferi here. Games get so much easier with Teferi in play. So now I have Force, blue card at the ready. I have Plow at the ready. Let's just bounce this Exploration and get a card. Like, what I don't want to do is, like, I guess I just exposed Teferi to Punishing Fire, but Punishing Fire is, like, a perfect Force of Negation target anyway, so I don't feel too bad about that. And I think I'm going to force pitching Force. If they do have Punishing Fire here, I'm going to Force of Negation, pitching Force of Will, because Brainstorm and Shark Typhoon can refill my hand together. Like, these both provide a ton of card selection. I didn't want to pass the turn into Abrupt Decay, though. Like, I wanted to get a card off Teferi while the getting was good. Okay, Life from the Loam also counts as a spell I'm willing to Force of Negation. And it looks like they don't have the fire. They would have cast it already, because they have Teferi. They can't cast it on my turn. I'm just going to cycle Shark Typhoon this turn. Like, I have Force blue card, Plow. I don't know what they could do to me. They are on the turn where, oh no, they have two with the same name, so they can't start making zombies this turn. Okay, now they're moving stuff around so they can start making zombies this turn. Okay. We're in Zombie Town. So the solution to Zombie Town is to get a Shark Typhoon into play, or to just kill them. Oh. Back to basics. That's always a good card. They have smartly manipulated their land, so they have two basics. So my back to basics is not as good as I would like, but I'm still going to get them into play. And I am not going to attack. I would rather protect Teferi here. And I don't need to put my Seal of Cleansing into play. They don't need to know I have that. The only target right now is Exploration. I want to save it for a Sylvan Library or Choke, something actually scary. Nice. No land, go. So I wonder what's in their hand if it's not a land. Like, what spell would they not cast, and what land would they not play? This is kind of a weird situation. I should have brainstormed before I played that. That was bad. Drawing the second one, I should have brainstormed because I could shuffle one away and still have that effect available. And I would have had that 2 mana still around. Another Grove of the Burn Willows. No attack again. Alright, so now Teferi can zap one of these zombies and stay in play. Love to see that. I'm going to ponder and then keep the brainstorm. Okay, cool. Now I have another shark. I can make a 3/3 shark. So that means I can start attacking. Because they only have one zombie. If they attack me, I can make a 3/3 shark and just eat it. Teferi somehow doing way more than Back to Basics in this matchup. Though the Back to Basics might explain why they have 2 cards in their hand they haven't played. Like, if it's some medium thing like Life from the Loam or Gamble, they lose a land permanently by casting it. So Back to Basics is probably doing a lot that we just can't see right now. Zombo. It has to make the suicide attack. Like, it's pretty obvious what I'm up to over here, but you can't not do it. And because of Teferi, I know this is going to work. I am a little worried about Bojuka Bog. My graveyard's getting pretty juicy here. Mox Diamond. Okay, so now they have access to colored mana that isn't gonna Stone Rain them for the rest of the game. Abrupt Decay on Teferi, and not Back to Basics. And then they concede. Alright. I don't know what that was about. They probably realized they couldn't beat either of these cards, or they just misclicked. Not sure, but either way, they're Hellbent versus some Sharks, so GG's. Alright, we're on the draw here. This hand's a little wonky, but I'm going to try it. Like, this hand kind of just turbos up to a Replenish, like cycle, jam this, it gets countered, Replenish, is a way that this game could go. So, we'll see what this ends up looking like. Even though there's no interaction, like, I don't have a single counter spell. Okay, Wasteland. So, I hope I don't get stifled here, but here we go. I'm getting stifled here. Or they're playing around stifle. Nope, got stifled. Whatever. Alright, so we know what we're up against at least. I'll get my fetch in now while I can. I haven't been stifled in a long time. It's a good thing I play a lot of lands in my decks. Let's see if they stifle this cycling activated ability. It would be pretty savage to stifle a cycle, I'm not gonna lie. That would take some serious dedication. Counterbalance, Force of Will, Flooded Strand. I'm going to draw the Flooded Strand, or no, I'm going to draw the Force of Will and leave Flooded Strand on top. I'm going to cycle cast out at the end of their turn anyway, so like I'm just going to have all these cards in my hand. I don't like that Brainstorm. You generally want to Brainstorm in your main phase, because there's no fetch land available here. So if they didn't like two of the three cards they just drew, then they're going to have to draw some of them again. I'm going to plow here and just hope I don't get dazed. But I want to play around the easy ponder. Alright, they had daze. NBD. Nope. So I'm just going to... They're probably going to like ponder here. And then, ooh, they're a Grixis. Exciting. I was not expecting that. Alright, so they cantripped. And then I'm going to jam back to basics and with Force of Will backup and hope that they lose. Bottom with the Preordain. My next card down is Counterbalance, which I do not want to draw, so I'm going to fetch it away. Like, I already have one, and I don't even really want that one. Alright, so now our job is to survive this young Pyromancer long enough to remove it and stabilize. All we really need to stabilize is Shark Typhoon. If we can just like make a 1/1 chart trade with Young Peasy, we're fine. I could also just shove this cast out on Young Pyromancer. I suppose that is a play that exists. But I think I would rather cast Counterbalance. I'm going to use my life total as a resource here. So I'm going to go to 9. I didn't want to play into Daze with the cast out, because Daze resets one of their mana sources. So it's worse than just getting my spell countered. Because if they just counter the spell and I replenish next turn, I still get the spell, but I didn't want to let them have more mana. Tundra is on top. I'll force this, that's too good. I'm looking for Supreme Verdict. Alright, so they forced me. Show them a 3. Island is on top. Island's not very good. Oh, let's hope they don't have Daze. Alright, they didn't have Daze. Alright, so we're drawing Island and going to 6. Play Island to go to 4. The card under Island has to be pretty good. We only get to see one more card under that. Shark Typhoon stabilizes, though they could just go Volcanic Island Lightning Bolt at any point and mess this all up. Though Counterbalance leaves a window. Teferi is an insane draw. Here's the island that we all knew about. I'm not going to play it in case I draw Brainstorm. I want to have cards to put back. If they just have like Force Blue card in their hand too, I'm in some trouble. Look at this basic island in your Grixis Delver deck. Someone came prepared. Prismatic Vista on top. Alright, I'm at 1. And if Delver flips, I'm dead. Delver didn't flip, so you're saying there's a chance. I can still draw a Supreme Verdict right now. Cast out is not Supreme Verdict, and it can't get me to a Supreme Verdict, unfortunately, because I don't have enough void sources in my deck. Yeah, we just couldn't get on board this game. They had the Young Pyromancer plus Daze, which is a great start, and then I couldn't put anything in front of it. They were able to just like limp over the finish line, and this is too little too late. Yep, you have to stop their hand and their board, and I only did one of them, so I did not do my job. I'm going to bring in all these sweepers against this deck. I want significantly less force effects. Lay Claim is probably a little goofy. Celestial Purge hits Young Pyromancer and Dreadhorde Arcanist and Gurmag Angler. I don't know if they have Gurmag Angler anymore. I don't know what's even in Grixis Delver these days, but that answers most of it. Lay Claim is probably a little goofy. I think this is as good as it's gonna get. Like, I don't want to bring in... Like, the cards that kill me aren't blue, and they have Lightning Bolt and Red Blast in their deck, so I'm not in love with Narset. This deck really doesn't have a backup plan, though, other than Sharking. Like, there's no Monastery Mentor to bring in, there's not even Snapcaster Beats. I'm going to keep this hand. Island Ponder. You know how it is. Like, I need this Ponder to find a white source, but this hand is pretty well set up to do what I want in a game against Delver. I found a blue source. That's not what I wanted. I'm going to shuffle that. So the Island Ponder hands don't always work. I've seen 4 cards already, and none of them were lands. There's 19 lands in my 51 card deck, so 1 in 3 cards, or slightly better than 1 in 3 cards, is a land on average, and I've seen 4 without a land. So you just gotta play your numbers and hope it works. Didn't work this time. Not a huge deal. They didn't have turn 1 Delver, so I will count my blessings there. Yuck. Embarrassing. But they still haven't done anything, so let's keep it going. What hand did they keep that they passed turn 1 and turn 2 without a play? This is very strange. They probably have a million Stifles is the answer. Replenish is like probably what I should have discarded there, but I do want to have a plan to turn the corner once I'm stable. I have a lot of ways to stay stable in this hand already. They have not shuffled their Ponder. Oh my god. This is a disaster. Alright, I'm gonna have to discard these Replenishes. They're just way too far from being relevant. And their hand is definitely just like 7 counterspells over there. No way around it. I'm going to pitch Counterbalance because Shark Typhoon plays a lot better. It doesn't get dazed. Or Pyroblasted. Alright, yeah. If we draw Plains right now, this is the chance. Alright, don't daze me, bro. I slam daze here if I have it, if I'm on the other side of this. Okay, they didn't have daze. They did have Force of Will, though, so I take that play, too. Though I'm glad it wasn't daze. So now they get to start pondering up, and they just untapped and their Stifles are live again. They pitched Delver, which means they had 2 threats in hand for some amount of time, and they were just like sculpting instead of deploying them. That's weird. Again, they did not shuffle. Oh god. Okay, Gurmag Angler is in the deck, confirmed. How about a Plains? Oh my god. Alright, yeah. We've missed our window for this one. We're 15 cards into the deck now, including a Ponder that we shuffled, so we've seen 18 cards this game, and only 1 land. It's the back end of variance, but I would not mulligan that hand if I had the exact same hand again. They shuffled with their Ponder that time. Oh yeah. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Yeah, there's not a way through this. Delver didn't flip, so I take 7, I go to 4. Let's assume that I draw basic plains, and assume that it resolves. I'm still dead to a flip Delver, and they just cast Ponder. Okay, yeah, I'm dead. Yeah, we just caught the backhand of variance there. There are white sources in the deck. Like I said, I would keep that hand in the same situation. But one thing that did happen that was worth noting that game is that we had a bunch of replenishes and cast outs, like awkward cards in hand, which a normal like Miracles or Blue-White control deck wouldn't have had. Like we would have just had sleeker cards. And when you just have no lands, it doesn't matter. But it's not like we were close, you know. Had a bunch of shitty cards, even if we drew our lands. Mox Opal. This is probably some sort of Urza deck, and I'm into it. Embry, Lurker of the Lock. I'm just going to plow that. Burning Wish, Mishra's Bauble. Okay, so this is the Echo of Aeon's deck. And I have double force in my opening hand, so I think we're probably okay here. Bauble targeting me. I believe my non-basic lands are safe here. They're not going to waste me. I'm just going to hold up my double force and hope I don't die. I have not seen a build of this deck with Burning Wish in it, and I'm pretty excited, I'm not going to lie. So I could Ponder, or I could cycle Typhoon in their end step. I think I like Ponder better. I have decided. Because if I wait a turn... Yeah, okay. So... if I wait a turn, I can actually produce power with my Shark Typhoon, which is a lot better against the combo deck. Like, if we're going to play Draw Go while they sculpt their hand, I want to actually have pressure on the board. Now we're on board. They have 21 turns to figure this out now, instead of infinite. So I can Sanctuary Ponder back on top of my deck. I'm not going to not make a land drop, so I'll get the Ponder back. I can hard cast Force of Negation and alt cast Force of Will. Working towards this replenish. Beating down with sharks. I wonder how capable of going off this deck is without Urza in play. Because the way this deck works, if you're not familiar, they just play a million zero-cost artifacts, and they have Urza, Lord High Artificer, who can tap artifacts for blue, and then they have Echo of Aeons, which is each player shuffles their deck, then draws 7. So they just Urza, cast Echo, draw 7, play a bunch of artifacts that tap for blue, Echo again, and they try to just Echo through their deck and cast many spells in the turn and kill you somehow. If they don't cast Urza, I'm gonna cycle cast out. If they do cast Urza, I wonder if I should let it resolve and then cast it out. No, but that'll leave the construct behind, which is still a 3/3. Ooh, Riddlesmith. That's nasty. I could fuck with that. I'm not going to fight over Riddlesmith, which I might regret. I might just cast it out. I'll let them do the loot so they don't have that information when they do their loot. Okay. Now I have to do this because Oval Chase Daredevil with Riddlesmith, you just draw your deck. And I can't have them doing that. Daredevil, whenever you play an artifact, you can return it to your hand from the graveyard, and Riddlesmith, whenever you cast an artifact, you draw a card, discard a card. So every zero-cost artifact in your hand is just a free draw card, they just become a straight-up cantrip. And that's too good. I'm not messing with that. Alright. Counterbalance is really, really good, though it's not as good as I'd like it to be with a 7-drop underneath it. Echo of Aeons costs 6 at full hardcast mode, so it's funny how close we are here. Though, leaving a land on top, that counters their zero-cost artifacts, which their deck needs to survive. So I'm going to cast the counterbalance and then just have my forces back. I could ponder, hit my land drop, and keep moving forward that way, but I think having a 0 on top is going to be worth a lot more than that. I don't think their deck can actually win with a 0 on top. Oh, we'll chase Daredevil. I am not going to use Counterbalance's ability. I'm also not going to counter this spell. I'm drawing Supreme Verdict, which isn't going to get any better than killing an Oval Chase Daredevil here. This is its flavor text, which is 4/2 creature. But I know there's a lay claim on top of my deck. What would I want to lay claim to? I have the Replenish on deck. So I'm going to ponder. Alright, so I have a 0 on top. I have lay claim in my hand. I also have double force still up. I'm just going to block with the shark. No rush there. So I can cycle lay claim and then replenish. Boom, that's a no from me. Cycle reclaim, I can replenish, it gets back Shark Typhoon and steals their 4/2. And then that also puts Sharknado into play. I don't want a second replenish, so I'm gonna fetch Mystic Sanctuary and put Ponder back on top. I just want to make sure I have blue cards for my forces. Alright, so now we're replenishing with double force backup. Or I guess one force backup on my turn, and then I can protect myself with force on their turn. And that represents 8 power of sharks, plus 4 power of daredevils. Yoinked. And this counterbalance is still in play. That can do anything. I lay claim to your Oval Chase Daredevil. This is legacy, not limited, believe it or not. Alright, this is a real clock. Respectable clock. I'm gonna ponder. I still have force, blue card. Teferi is exactly what I was looking for. So I think casting the Teferi is worth doing. It means I can't hard cast Force of Negation anymore, but they've kind of indicated that they're not really up to anything anyway, so I'm not worried about that. Right. My top card is my top 2 cards are zeros. So I'm going to let Veil of Summer resolve. I think they're using it just a cantrip. I hope they don't combo me out at instant speed. Alright. I was right. It was just a cantrip. And I'm going to pick up my Shark Typhoon, play my land for the turn, and pass the turn. Like, now I get another card. I already have enough power to win this game. Like, I don't need this engine, but now I have another blue card for my forces. I can hard cast the Force of Negation. Song of Creation, that's what you're up to. Yeah, no thanks. Yeah, that should get the scoop, and it did. Alright, so they're a Song of Creation artifact combo deck. So this embarrassing counterbalance from the last match is actually pretty great here. So these cards are all... this is really good against Song, this is really good against Song and Echo. This is good against Song and Echo, this is good against their whole deck. Celestial Purge can exile Song because it's red, but I don't think I want all that going on. Deafening Silence might be great though. Bringing in 10 cards apparently. Back to Basics. While I think Back to Basics is good against them, they did have a ton of non-basic lands. I think that is not really what the plan is. Lay Claims can go. Supreme Verdict can go. Yeah, I think I have to cut some number of Replenish also. Because against this deck, just keeping them from going off, I'll win somehow eventually. Though, it is funny that I just literally cannot win without Shark Typhoon. Like, if they Pithing Needle Shark Typhoon, I have to wait until I can hard cast it and then cast more spells on top of that. But I hope that's good enough. Maybe I need to leave in one Lake Lane just in case. I don't even know. Alright, I'm just going to play this deck and hope it's good. I cannot beat a Surgical Extraction. with this deck. Can the main deck ever beat Surgical Extraction? Like, assuming I don't board in more win cons, which I only have Containment Priest in the board. So I would have to lay claim one of their win conditions, which is kind of a shit show. I'm going to keep this hand on the strength of Counterbalance and hope that they show a little respect for my many forces. I showed them Force of Negation, so they know I have at least 5 forces in my deck. If they just, like, go, then I lose. But, yeah, they have the Swords of Plowshares for Emery. This looks familiar. Song of Creation in the bin. I'm going to use Polluted Delta to fetch my Tundra, because Flooded Strand can get my basics, and Polluted Delta can only get islands. So that just opened up a bunch of options later by sequencing it that way. Alright, so they have 4 cards and 1 blue mana. I hope I don't lose. Defense Grid. Counterbalance does not respect Defense Grid. Alright, so we both have some permanent based hate. If I draw a land and can slam Narset, then I'm going to feel pretty unbeatable. That is assuming I survive this turn. Oh, they had Narset. Wow, I'm so lucky to Fairy on top. Sometimes Counterbalance. Yeah, my opponent in the chat, LOL. I'm also LOLing in real life. Okay, so I'm going to cycle Cast out first, and then I'm going to Ponder. That sees the most cards. I'm going to shuffle this because none of them are lands. Found the land. Alright, Counterbalance, what else you got? You got another miracle in there. Okay, so they have 3 mana available. Deafening Silence on top, so they can't cast any 1s. I don't know how many 1s their deck even has. I believe Narset is better than Deafening Silence, though. But they have 3 mana, they can pay for their own Defense Grid if they have a counterspell in hand. Alright, that didn't happen. So I could grab Force of Will or Mystical Dispute. Or backup Counterbalance. I think Force is just better. Alright, and they packed it up. Yeah, that Miracle Counterbalance. I keep making fun of Counterbalance, but it keeps coming in clutch where I need it to. Alright, it's round 4. We're on the play. This is not a keep. This hand is not even remotely defensible. This has 2 lands and some interaction and some cantrips, so I'm going to keep it. I don't have white mana for this plow anyway. I don't know. I might regret that, but I feel like keeping the blue cards that find more cards and keep me alive is better than hoping they're a creature deck. I don't know. If they're Delver, I'm going to wish I didn't do that, but I have no way to know. Well, they're not Delver. Alright, I'm getting my thoughts seized. I'm just going to let that resolve. Take the Force. I still have a million Brainstorms, so they won't actually know what's going on in the future. Alright, they still have perfect information now, but the fetch land sets this hand off a bit. I didn't really want to play Mystic Sanctuary as my second land in the game. See, are we getting followed up with Hymn to Tarok? Is this Pox? Are we getting full Poxified? Vampire Hexmage. Let me see how I feel about that. Counterbalance, Ponder. Alright, so I'll put back Mystic Sanctuary and Counterbalance. Alright, and then that's going to resolve. Like, I got rid of Counterbalance because it doesn't do anything here. They can just play Dark Depths and win this game without casting another spell, so I'm just not excited about Counterbalance's outcomes here. Cast Out is pretty decent, though. So Shark Typhoon can block Merit Lage for a turn, and then Cast Out can mop it up. I have plenty of time if their plan is to just attack me with Vampire Hexmage for a while. Wishclaw Talisman. Okay. Now I don't know what's going on. They're up to some shifty business over there. There's no laws when you wish claws. So I guess they could like wish for Thoughtseize me, and then play Dark Depths, but like that's not even good because I just get the Wishclaw Talisman myself. Unless they are like actually some sort of Tinfin's deck, which appears to be the case. Oh, this is that Tinfin's Dark Depths, Storm Depths deck. I don't even know how to describe it, but yeah, this is a deck that exists. Alright, I have a Wishclaw Talisman now. Exhume. With Grizzlebrand in the graveyard. So I can Brainstorm, looking for an answer to this. Or I could cast it out once it's here. I think I should cycle Cast Out. And then, like, I know my next card down is a land, right? So I'm gonna fetch, cycle Cast Out. I can cycle Shark Typhoon to get an extra card deep. I think I actually want to do that. Just cycle it for 0. That'll see an extra card here. Alright, we got there. And then I don't even need to Brainstorm now. I can just force Pitching Ponder. Alright, the Brainstorm would have got there, but there's no way to know that, and you just have to make sure you don't die. Look, they're Hellbent over there. We have Wishclaw Talisman in play. I guess they could sack their Hexmage, so I can't make any wishes. But that sounds pretty bad. Alright, then I'm just going to replenish. Activate this ability only during your turn. Okay. So if they try to take the counters off Wishclaw Talisman, I can activate it in response. Alright, they didn't even try. I hope we can figure out how to win from here. This is a pretty dominating position. So I could wish for Teferi, cast him, bounce Wishclaw Talisman. That sounds kind of good, actually. Is Teferi the card, though? I think it is. Alright, so that got some power on the board and removed a lot of the trickiness they can do. I did give them their Wish Claw back, so I guess they could... Oh, I might have just fucked that up. So they could Wish Claw, activate, and if their hand is land, just Exhume right now, and then I'm facing down Grizzlebrand. Alright, I might have fucked that up. I'm willing to believe it. I should have done that math before I gave them their Demonic Tutor back. We'll see what they do with it. Okay, they drew Living Wish. Let's see what that does. They can get a land or creature. They got Loyal Retainers. Okay. So Loyal Retainers can get back Grizzlebrand next turn. So I need to find a counterspell this turn. I don't have very many opportunities to do that. It's just Brainstorm or bust. Okay, I mean, it's not a counterspell, but this plays. So back to basics. Locks down the Bayou. Attack for 3. I can plow the Grizzlebrand once it comes into play. And they get a bunch of cards off it, but I have to Teferi, so I can wait and until their end step, and I don't know. We'll see how this plays. Alright, here's Grizzlebrand. They've drawn 7. What are you going to do with it? I could just lose, like, pretty easily here. Where's the storm counter? Why doesn't it tell me? That should be over here. Thoughtseize, huh? So I could Brainstorm and then Plow. Or I could just let the Thoughtseize happen. I think I want to Brainstorm and then Plow. But that does give 2 Storm instead of 1. And the Storm count is not showing, so that kind of sucks. Alright, I'll just Plow Grizzlebrand. I guess I Brainstorm too, like the Storm count is what it is. That puts an extra Shark into play, and I can like fizzle this Thoughtseize. And hope I'm not dead. I'm trying to think if I could have played that differently. Like, was there a line other than like drawing a counterspell last turn that would have stopped that Grizzlebrand from coming into play? I'm not sure. Oh, okay, that wasn't good enough. They actually did need that Grizzlebrand to win. Alright, alright. We managed to out-control the wonky combo deck. So, Celestial Purge hits basically every permanent in their deck. Narset stops their Grizzlebrand combo. Containment Priest stops the Reanimator angle. Deafening Silence stops the combo angle. Like, this deck's pretty good at not losing to Merit Lage, so if I can stop the Tendrils side of the deck, we should be okay. I'm not sure if I want Dovin's Veto. Let's see how this lines up. Back to basics. Although it was fine that game, it's not a plan I'm interested in committing to. I can go less Replenish. for the same reason as last round. And Supreme Verdict doesn't seem very good either. Actually, Supreme Verdict seems worse than Swords to Plowshares. 8 cards, 8 cards. Okay, so do I need a lay claim in the deck in case they have swords or whatever that card is called, Surgical Extraction? I have the Containment Priest that's coming in, so I do have another win condition. All right, yeah, I think that's fine. The Replenish is how I get the game over quickly. Like, giving them tons of time just attacking with like 1 and 2/2 sharks might not be where I want to be. I could cut a cast out. Yeah, I guess that's fine. Okay, this is my deck. I could bring in the Mystical Disputes just for maximum counter spells, but they cost 3, and that's like kind of a lot for what I need them to do in this matchup. Uh-oh. This hand would be bananas with a fetch land, but instead it's Mystic Sanctuary. I am going to keep it, though. We're on the draw, and I can Force of Will something, and then Mystic Sanctuary, then Brainstorm into a white source, and maybe play this game. So I think this is fine. And their deck's pretty glass cannon-y, so I like hands with Force of Will, even if they're not super exciting. This hand is very bad against the I could force this. Yeah, I think forcing this is better than trying to fight over. Oh fuck! I guess we're just dead anyway. All right, Veil of Summer got me. Whatever. Let's see how this goes. Do they have the turn 2 Grizzlebrand? Unmask, exiling Wishclaw Talisman. So they could reanimate Grizzlebrand here. And I think you just take Brainstorm. Okay. They took Priest, that means they don't have the reanimate this turn. They might have Exhume. Oh my god. We're in business, team. So Replenish goes away, Counterbalance goes away, and then we just jam Deafening Silence. That's why you put Brainstorm in your deck, folks. So I suspect they have Exhume here. Shallow Grave. Okay. Samesies. I'm going to pitch the Shark Typhoon, because Dovin's Veto will just keep me alive for a long time. I'll find some other way to win the game. If they even want to keep playing. I think it would be pretty reasonable for them to concede here. Though, maybe that's silly, because they do have Grizzlebrand in the graveyard and they're a Reanimator deck, so any reanimation spell off the top just draws 14 right away. So no, it would be pretty preemptive for them to concede here. I take it back. Well, now they're halfway to Merit Lage also. Let's hope they don't find the other head. Like, if they draw Dark Depths right now, I'm so dead. Playing around the back to basics. Smart. Okay, so Prismatic Vista means that I can put Brainstorm on top of my deck with the other Mystic Sanctuary in my deck, and I think I want to do that. Yeah, we're not fucking with that. That can just get Dark Depths and then I lose. I'm going to wait a turn on that brainstorm play. And that's a good reason why. So now I can put brainstorm on top of my deck. Or I could put Dovin's Veto on top of my deck. So I could just cast Veto on this. Or I could Mystic Sanctuary a Veto to the top. But then I think that's worth doing. Alright, so I fetch Island and Mystic Sanctuary. Put Dovin's Veto on top. Just veto you from the deck. The reason I did that instead of just casting Veto is because Basic Plains doesn't trigger Mystic Sanctuary in this spot. So I would have been several turns away from getting that Brainstorm on top. Like if I could have cast Veto from hand and put Brainstorm on top to push ahead, I would have done that. But that was not a line I had available. Let's find a shark. Oh, Narset's pretty good. Oh, right. Deafening Silence. I can't even cast Narset. That's fine. It's helping more than it's hurting. Oh, shit. Now it's hurting a lot. So now I have to Narset into Swords to Plowshares or I lose. Ponder, I could find Swords to Plowshares or Shark Typhoon. Narset can only find Plow, so I am gonna Ponder instead. Cast out, so close. Alright, and we're dead. Let's see if they go for it. I'll make them do it. Even though they're definitely going to do it. Alright, yep, we bricked the plan A pretty well and got plan B'd. But I was just a land short. Like, we found the cast out, but didn't have the mana to do it, so no worries. Alright, I still like what we've got going on here. Not going to make any changes. Lake Claim is pretty good against... no, it's not. I'm lying. Alright, I'm going to submit this deck. Again. Same deck, let's go. This one has a bunch of interaction, so let's do it. I don't want to have to force, because then I lose my Narset, and Narset's the only thing this hand's actually doing. But we'll see how it plays. I'm covered, but I have both Merit Lage and Grizzlebrand covered right now. Okay, so now I can force pitching to Fairy. I feel better, because Narset is the one that can shut down half of their deck. Dark Ritual. Uh-oh. Entomb. Oh god, they can Entomb, and they can do all this with Veil of Summer backup. Well, gotta do what I gotta do, I guess. Hope they don't have Veil, but they clearly do. Veil of Summer is fucked. So I'm not going to plow yet. Oh, it might not matter. Like that, I'm definitely just getting dumpstered here. Lion's Eye Diamond. What else could you do to me here? Alright, the children, I'm gonna plow in response to them. If they can make another Grizzlebrand, I'm just almost certainly dead. So, an episode just dropped of the Eternal Glory podcast, which is a legacy podcast I'm a host of. And my co-host, Bryant Cook, who you might recognize from playing the Epic Storm all the time, spent some time in the podcast talking about Force of Negation and the effect it has on the format. And I don't think we can talk about Force of Negation being too good until we talk about Veil of Summer being too good. Like, there's a lot of different and more powerful sort of things going on in Legacy right now than there was a couple years ago. But, I mean, it's powerful on both sides of the spectrum. Alright, let's hope Narset is good enough here to stop me from dying next turn. It's probably not, though. Maybe I should have played Deafening Silence, because if they Shallow Grave, then Grizzlebrand can attack Narset, they go to a zillion life, they draw their whole deck and kill me. I think Deafening Silence was the right play. I just fucked that up, for sure. I guess I just have to hope they have Exhume and not Shallow Grave. Well, they discarded one, so they either have another or didn't think they'd need it. Alright, it is Exhume. So that can kill Narset or make Merit Lage. I think if they were going to kill Narset, they would have done it already. So I could put Swords to Plowshares on top and then Mystic Sanctuary it into my hand. Or Mystic Sanctuary and then Narset it into my hand. Or I could activate Narset, put Force of Negation on top. Though that's not going to help, because if I cast Deafening Silence, the reason I would put Force on top is if I Deafening Silence, I think I just want to... No. Alright, yeah, okay. I'm going to Mystic Sanctuary the Swords to Plowshares on top of the deck, and then activate Narset. Is that even good, though? I don't even think that's good, honestly. Alright, I'm off that. I'm going to use Shark Typhoon to deal with... Alright, we found Replenish and Counterbalance and Swords to Plowshares. So I'm going to get Swords to Plowshares in my hand. Then I'm going to put Force of Negation on top of my deck. So now I can plow Merit Lage, or like, I wonder if they have any removal or like protection spells in their deck. Like, it's hexproof. Alright, so I'm going to play this, and then I can Shark Typhoon to make a 1/1, which can block Merit Lage, and cycling Shark Typhoon will draw Force of Negation in case of an emergency. Alright, there's that. So I should probably... No, I don't know if it matters. I was thinking maybe I should Shark Typhoon now, but that would let them know to cast or play Jury Step or whatever. Okay, so we block. Now I have Swords to Plowshares in hand and Force of Negation. And I still have Narset, so all of that is extra. Living Wish. I should probably respect this more than I'm going to, but resolves. They have an outrageous life total. Like, they're going to be at 47 when I plow this Merit Lage. And then I have to beat them with Sharks. Like, that's the only thing. I don't have, like, a Jace that can ignore their life total or anything. I'm going to have to replenish these Sharks and then Shark them out. I wonder what this Living Wish can get. If they get the Loyal Retainers, they can get Grizzlebrand into play and completely ignore Force of Negation. Alright, they're setting up a second Merit Lage. Alright, another Shark. Alright, I'm going to plow this now, so I can cast another spell on their turn if I need to. But, like, if I plow on their turn, then my own Deafening Silence means I can't also negation on their turn. These 6 cards in hand are kind of scary. I hope they're just all, like, Children of Corliss. Just a bunch of bricks I don't care about. This game has gotten really interesting for how glass cannon-y their deck is. They've certainly ground through a game 2 that I wasn't expecting them to win, and now I think I'm slightly behind in this game. Alright, maybe not. Replenish changes that math a little bit. So I think I just jam Replenish and hope they don't have Crop Rotation in their deck. Like, if they rotate for Bajuka Bog, that means they can't rotate for Sejiri Step. If this resolves and we pass the turn, then I have Force of Negation. But I guess if they just let that resolve and Abrupt Decay in the end step, then I'm in some trouble. I just have to hope they cast a spell on their turn and not on my turn. Oh, they have to make the Merit Lage now, so they don't have a bunch of extra mana left over. At least they have enough to Abrupt Decay, though. Just go to your turn. Go to your turn. Alright. If they play Sejiri Step from hand, I lose. If they Crop Rotate for it, I'm good. That's not Sejiri Step. Okay, so I can cast Narset on my next turn, make 2 3/3s. And then have a pretty nice wall behind the Merit Lage, and Narset digs for another plow or something. So we're still in business, is what I'm saying. Yeah, Narset is definitely better than Counterbalance in this spot. Dovin's Veto is pretty good. Gonna want that someday. We just have to work through this 2020. Alright, yeah, they can Entomb freely now because I've already cast my spell for the turn. I'm not sure what they're entombing for. Like, there's already a Grizzlebrand, unless they're just trying to, like, thin their deck. I don't know. Yeah, they're just thinning. They entombed a Dark Ritual. They're just looking for, trying to maximize their outs. That means their hand is bad if they're doing that. Or at least not good enough to get through what I'm doing this turn. They're probably looking for exactly Sejiri Step. I'm going to play Counterbalance next turn and leave up Dovin's Veto. Unless I have to counter a Living Wish right now. Because Living Wish can get lands. I think I'd be dead already if they had a Sejiri Step in the sideboard, though. I'm glad I have 2 Shark Typhoons, because 1 would not have been good enough here. Living Wish. And they sacked LED in response. Alright, I'm going to pitch the Counterbalance. The Veto is better to keep in my hand. Alright, so the race is on. They have me in the Abyss. They get to eat one of my sharks every turn, and then I clap back for some amount to be determined. All the while hoping to fade Sejiri Step. That's the world we live in now, folks. Also, if I draw Teferi at any point, I think I just win. I'll grab this Force of Will, though. That's a solid card. Another Veto and Brainstorm. I guess I do want the Brainstorm. Brainstorm is another 2 1/1s at instant speed. I wish they weren't at 47, but here we are. Wishclaw Talisman. That gets vetoed. Alright, they just packed it up. It would have taken me a while to get there. I think they had several turns to I don't know, I'm not going to sit here and do all the math, but they had at least like 3 or 4 turns to draw Sejiri Step and kill me. So, I think that concession was a little premature, but, I mean, when you're done, you're done. Okay, the Brainstorm would have found Celestial Purge, so I was probably getting there. Alright, that matchup was awesome. Like, that was so much more interesting than I expected it to be. I did not think I was losing Game 2, and then I did not think I was winning Game 3. So, let's just put the squeeze on him. It's time for the final round. I'm going to keep this hand. We're on the draw. My opponent is on 6. This has Force Blue card, and it has land drops, and this is at least a redraw. It's not quite Island Ponder, but it is a redraw. Delver. Alright, so we're playing against maybe Grixis Delver again. Is Grixis Delver back? Nobody told me. But that's fine with me, because I have Supreme Verdict in my hand, which is a card I like to play specifically for the Delver matchups. I'm going to fetch now so I don't get stifled again. Like, what the fuck? Can't fetch for Tundra, unfortunately. Alright, Brainstorm. So we're under the gun right away. Delver on the play. Oh, this is Death Shadow. Okay. That makes sense. It's not Grixis, but Death Shadow. So Death Shadow doesn't play a whole lot of threats, and it's reasonable to actually just completely run them out of ways to win the game. So let's hope that we're able to do that before their counter magic or their discard spells take over. Like, Supreme Verdict is an absolute banger against them. So is Shark Typhoon. But Force of Negation's real bad. And Thoughtseize is real good against us. Definitely cycling this. Alright. Plow is good for a variety of reasons. We're playing against a deck that wants to lower their life total while also lowering my life total. And Swords of Plowshares stops both of those things. I'm going to plow in the upkeep. So we're on their turn. They have to spend their own mana to counter this, but they haven't drawn their turn yet, so they have fewer options, fewer outs to counter this. All right. Now they're back up to 18, and I'm not under any more pressure. Shark Typhoon is awkward because normally I would want to make a 1/1 Shark as soon as possible and start chunking in for damage, get the damage where I can. But against Death Shadow, I don't think you even want to do that. I'm going to make the 1/1 so I can get through my deck faster and set up for my replenish, but I'm pretty sure I don't want to be attacking. I'm also pretty worried about Surgical Extraction. That is a legacy playable Magic card that lowers your life total. So Death Shadow almost certainly plays some number of them. It would be so embarrassing to have to concede to a Surgical Extraction. Alright, I'm just going to hold. I'm going to hold as long as they do. Like, I'm the control deck here. If we're playing Draw Go, that favors me. I have 3 more land drops to hit before I run out. The bigger the shark, the better. Like, there will come some point where I can make a shark big enough to just suddenly 2-shot them if they're not careful with their own life total. But if I make like a 2/2 shark now, that's not super fast. So they're at 13. They lose 1 more life, that's the magic number. Guessing some sort of 2-mana spell. Could be a Snapcaster Mage. Is that a card this deck plays in Legacy? I know Rich Callie wrote, I'm pretty sure it was Rich Callie wrote an article about Death Shadow in Legacy recently. Alright, so my plan is to Alright, I have a plan. You gotta believe me. So, I can fetch for 2 islands. Then play Mystic Sanctuary, putting Swords to Plowshares on top. And then I can cycle my Shark Typhoon, drawing Swords to Plowshares, and then I have a blocker in case they counter the Plow, and I can follow up with Cast Out or Supreme Verdict. Alright, finally found a target for their Wasteland. Make sure I tap Mystic Sanctuary to make me a Shark. I'm going to play around Daze here, but I don't think I can play around Spell Pierce. So Fatal Push is fine. There's the Plow. Alright, deal. That went pretty well. Ooh, alright. So I can cycle Cast Out and Lay Claim. I don't think I want to cycle Cast Out though. Like I said, they run very few threats, and if I have a hand that can answer like at least 2 threats, I'm going to have a lot of time to play this game with. Alright, Sharknado. Counterbalance pretty solid here. They might hardcast a Force of Will on this. And that'll give me a rare target for my Force of Negation. Nice. This is as good as this is going to get in this matchup for sure. Mystic Sanctuary on top of my deck. That's not something I want. I'm going to fetch and get the Mystic Sanctuary, actually. No, I'm not going to do that. That's silly. I take it all back. I'm just going to get basic planes, because my Shark Typhoon can answer this Delver just fine. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I can Shark for 4, so even if it flips, I'm fine. They could, if they have Fatal Push, it's fine. I take 3, and it's still a 2 for 1. And that's still assuming that I don't have a 1 on top for counterbalance, then they're just dead. There's the Replenish. Alright, and they just backed it up. Alright, run them out of threats and then win somehow. That's the plan. Alright, this is a matchup where these Terminuses are coming in. Celestial Purge is insane here. I don't think I want Mystical Dispute. Definitely don't want Force of Negation. Back to Basics is like kind of interesting because they do play almost exclusively non-basic lands, but I don't think that it's really necessary. Like, I'd rather max out my white cards and just answer their threats than try to mess with their lands, because they can play on 1 land and they have dazes, so like, that's not even super reliable. I'm extremely worried about Surgical Extraction out of this deck, though. I think I might have to leave in 1 lay claim, just out of respect for what if my Sharks get exiled. That feels so stupid. Alright, back to basics are out. And I actually like leaving in all my Force of Wills, because again, they're answers to threats, which they don't play a lot of. This deck sometimes has Bitter Blossom in it. I'm not sure that's enough for Seal of Cleansing, though. Alright, white cards, let's go. Let's draw a lot of them and be able to cast them. We're going to keep this hand. Island Ponder, you know the rules. So Death Shadow is kind of a funny deck because they paid 2 life to shock this into play, but that doesn't necessarily mean they have anything. Like, it could be Spell Pierce, it could be like Fatal Push, it could be just I want my life total to be 2 points lower. This is pretty great. I am not going to shuffle. That's just 2 Supreme Verdicts right off the bat. I have the mana to cast them. Is it Bitter Blossom time? Winter Orb. Okay, I will fight over that. Will I fight over that? Yes, absolutely. I'm going to pitch Supreme Verdict because I know I have another one coming, even though Supreme Verdict is great in this matchup. Alright, wrecked. Alright, so that's going to resolve. Probably should have brought in those Seal of Cleansings for that. That's my own stupid fault for not knowing what's in this deck. Alright, so we've got a little time. Supreme Verdict is on top. I know my top card and I know that I like it, so I'm just gonna let it draw. Hymn to Turok, absolutely brutal. Resolves. They hit the 2 blue spells. Those were the cards I wanted them to not hit, but alright. That's how that card works. I'm going to play the Delta. Like, I don't think I need a Supreme Verdict next turn. And I'd rather not hang out an easy Wasteland target for no reason. Uh-oh. Okay. We're definitely in trouble now. That was a really good anti-control hand. Just the shredded me apart with discard. They have the Winter Orb backing it up. I think I just have to play this. Yeah, I'll just get them into play. If they waste, they waste. But I drew a Swords of Plowshares they don't know about, so that's pretty lucky. There's Delver. Do you also have a Death Shadow? Nope. Alright. Not yet, anyway. I'll let this Delver show me what they're going to draw, if nothing else. It didn't flip. No worries. I can take a couple 1-point hits. I'm not worried about that. Like, what I don't want to do is Swords to Plowshare this Delver, and then they just cast Mega Angler. That's not what I'm about. Alright, Brainstorm's a good card. I can use that to set up a Terminus for my next upkeep, so I'm just going to hold here. Alright, they missed again. So they're drawing either lands or creatures. Let's hope they commit another creature to this board. Let me Terminus you. Alright, they're down to 6. They could cast a pretty big Death Shadow here. Alright, that's a second creature. We love it. Ooh, Replenish. Love that too. Alright, let's Terminus. Hope this works. Wow, that just resolved like nothing. So I think I have to just go for this. They can't daze me. I feel like they would have forced that if they had it. Hope this works. I don't think they can beat a Shark Typhoon once it's in play. But again, if they surgical here, I just can't win the game ever. They could double daze me. I'm kind of hoping for just the concession now. Hope they're digging. They don't have it yet. Like, if this resolves, I have Swords to Plowshares. I can fetch Mystic Sanctuary to put Swords to Plowshares back on top. That answers their next 2 threats while producing threats of my own. That's pretty good. And something like Brazen Borrower is like the only way that a deck like this could answer a Shark Typhoon in play. And even if they bounce it, then I have Shark Typhoon in my hand. And eventually I'll be able to cycle a Shark out of it. Alright, that's fine. They're at 3. Got a 2-for-1 out of it. What's left when the dust settles? Do they have the Death Shadow? They do. Okay, so my Plow's going to put them back to 13 life. They wasted my Mystic Sanctuary, so that means I don't have enough islands to Mystic Sanctuary again. Alright, so they're back at 13. Fun little mathematics fact. If you Swords to Plowshares a Death Shadow, your opponent always ends up at 13. That is the relationship between addition and subtraction. And now we're going to look at each other for a while, which favors me. Narset's pretty good. Found a Thoughtseize. Alright. My hand's not that good. Not worried about that. Bummer. Now my hand just got better. But that's okay. So if they Thoughtseize me, I'll cycle Shark Typhoon in response. I get a 1/1 Shark, and that can finish off the Narset at least. Though that's really not what I want to be doing with that card. Also, setting me back 3 turns against the Winter Orb sucks. But I do want to kill this Narset, so I will. Alright, Flooded Strand was a good draw. That's another land that jumps ahead on the Winter Orb count. What I really didn't want to draw was Replenish there. Like I didn't want them to get such a high value target so easily. Because now we're in the Replenish subgame. Like they have to keep me under 4 mana, because I have a win the game button in my deck and they don't. Yeah, I'm not attacking. If Delver doesn't flip, then it can't attack. If it does flip, I'm pretty comfortable jumping with this Shark. Alright, it did flip. I'm just going to leave it for a turn. I can go to 12, and then I can brainstorm with more information next turn. I think I want to ponder first. Okay, now we're playing the game. So if I put these back, I do not shuffle my library. How do I get to this Replenish? I guess I just draw it, cast it, and with force back up. There is a cast out in the bin. Yeah, so I chump here. I know they're holding Force Blue card. I just have to hope they don't have 2 counterspells. Sam to Turok. Alright, don't hit the force. Shit, they hit the force. Okay, so I know they have Force Blue card over there, so I can't just go in on a Replenish, so I have to brainstorm now. Ooh, they forced that. That's exciting. So they forced pitching Narset. Okay. So I'm going to draw Replenish, and then just pass the turn. Then I'm up to 4 lands next turn. I'm not going to lie, I forget what the third card down was. I think I want to fetch, because if I draw a land, I can play around Daze. I'm pretty sure my third card down was not a land. Alright, yeah, I'm just going to fetch here. Oh my god, that was a good draw. Alright, they're looking. Don't find 2 answers, please. I can beat 1. Is this just happening? Alright, they have a force. They would have led on Daze if they have a Daze, so I'm pretty sure this is going to resolve. Woof. Okay, so now I need to, somehow we don't just win here because of the Winter Orb. So now I need to untap, and I need to draw a spell and untap enough lands to cast it. But they're under their own orb too. Let's just draw a Ponder off the top. Oh no, don't cast a Death Shadow right here. Okay. Alright, I am heavily favored here, but Death Shadow is an insane draw for them. If I draw a Ponder or Brainstorm, we're just doing it. Okay. Alright, they did not shuffle their Ponder. Is it coming? Gurmag Angler. Okay. Come on, spell I can cast. No! It's so close. I briefly considered, untapping Island would let me cast Counterbalance, but I have so many more white spells than Counterbalances in the deck. But I think we're still going to be okay. I'm going to get 3 2/2s off this Counterbalance, and unless they, I don't know, have some sort of 2 damage burn spell, I think we're going to be alright. I don't even care if they counter this. Oh, did they just fetch and miss? They're out of lands? Okay, that's good. Alright, so I'm going to triple block the Gurmag Angler if it attacks. The idea of, chump attack back, try to race them, is appealing, but I'm going to win a race if they have nothing. And this Force of Will is going to make 3 5/5s, so I'm pretty far ahead here. Drawing Swords with Plowshares. Alright, I think we locked it up. Will that get the scoop? Alright. Replenish. 4 and 1. Okay, so that was a lot of fun. The match we lost was to a tremendous mana screw situation. Otherwise, that felt really good. I definitely want some Monastery Mentors or something in the sideboard. It scares the shit out of me that I'm literally dead to Surgical Extraction. That's not a type of deck I want to play. Even though it might, not... It's unlikely to happen. But even, Pithing Needle. If you Needle Shark Typhoon so I can't cycle it, then it's just stuck in my hand and I have to hard cast it before you could even counter it so I can replenish it. That's bad. But yeah, I want some alternate win cons in the board, but otherwise this deck was really good. I like it a lot. I'm glad I ordered some replenishes the other day off the internet. So I own them in real life. They are on the reserve list, so if you want this card, it's never going to be any cheaper. I still think that a more traditional build of the deck is better, like one with less of this kind of stuff, like the cast out, the replenish, the lay claim, and just like good cards in those spots is probably just better. But this is a lot of fun, and it does an extremely powerful thing. So thanks for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell. Talk to me on Twitter @BoschandRoll, and I'll see you next time.